What's going on, guys? It's your boy O'Day, the Jamaican sensation UFC flyweight, and I'm here with another awesome episode on the Wagwan podcast. And if you don't know what Wagwan means, it means what's going on. And I'm here with three amazing guest stars, Jordan the Monkey King Levitt, and his corners, Brendan Manoff, and Chris Ruffin. Oh, man. So what is up, guys? Well, it is Friday. It's a 4-day weekend, Easter weekend. Everybody keeps asking me what I'm doing for Easter. I'm like, I'm sitting on my couch and watching Jesus movies, I guess.
Are there like a set number of or amount of Jesus movies that you have, or do you have like a rotation of Jesus movies that you pick?
I like the cartoons personally, the old Jesus cartoons
By
man.
DreamWorks.
Yes,
I respect that. All right, yeah.
Those were man, as a kid, those cartoons, man, they just brought tears to my eyes. He was such a good man. No, but I don't have any family here, so everyone's always like, "What are you doing for Easter?" I'm like, "Is this how all the single people feel when they ask about Valentine's Day?" Because that's how I feel about Easter right now. I'm like, I got no family here. People are like, "What are you doing for Easter?" I'm like, not doing nothing.
I'm finally getting to decorate eggs. My kid's 2 now, so now time.
Shit.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited about
That's
that.
amazing. He's when did he turn 2?
She turned 2 in January.
She, sorry.
Yeah.
January what?
January 28th.
I thought you were going to say 9th. I was like, that's my birthday. Anytime someone says January, I'm like, January what? That's awesome, though. Where are you guys doing it? At the house?
Yep.
Man.
At the house I bought recently.
So are you the only black person in Pahrump?
That was a very good question. So, yeah. Kinda. So I've seen older black fellas, but I have not seen a black person my age or younger since I've been there.
Why
It's
is-
about 4 months in.
And how long? Oh, you just said 4 months in. You've been living in Pahrump for 4 months.
Hey, real question. Have you seen anybody your age in Pahrump?
Did you call them fellas?
Well,
How old are you?
it's too early for me to say what I would say. No,
And what was that?
We'll see. We'll say it later.
All right.
Yeah, you
But-
get warmed up before you
Yeah,
get
I
on,
only see
Chris.
people my age at church. I don't see anyone around my age. Like, Pahrup's just a retirement city with white people and
Prostitution, which is crazy because it's like a retirement city where prostitution is legal. So
You're
all
gonna
the
retire.
this is true.
Let me take my pill real quick and head up to the bunny ranch. You know?
If you're gonna retire, you heard it here first. Retire as a prostitute in Pahrump, Nevada.
That doesn't sound sanitary.
No,
I mean, it's the 21st century. You can do whatever you want nowadays.
I guess.
There's a king for everything.
I guess.
Oh man! So talk to me about this last fight. I love it how you guys walked out to. Was it what's the song you guys walked out to? Grind with me. You guys were all dancing to Grind with Me. That was hilarious. You guys, the most greatest, cringiest walkout ever that I loved so much. I want to see it every time.
Where was the cringe?
Yeah, I don't
That shit
understand
was
it.
fly
I
as
don't
hell.
understand the cringe.
Oh gosh.
Somehow
The
I
best
found
part-
rhythm.
It was amazing.
Yeah, he just it was like the
Hey,
that was
wait.
the pinnacle.
Hey, don't get me. No. I'm saying cringe in a way that I liked it. It's a good cringe.
Good cringe.
Yes,
That's
it was
a new phrase.
It was a good cringe. I
Yeah,
loved it.
we had a TikTok that said, "Hey, you get everyone needs hype men like these."
Yeah, Jordan
true.
Jordan
That's what I'm
owns
saying.
the good cringe, man. You got the Henry Cejudo. That's the bad cringe.
See,
and you
I
got-
don't try to be cringy.
Yeah.
This is who I am. And I was a cool kid. I mean, I guess I still am a cool kid because
You're wearing a dashiki? Like, so I'd say you're in the cool kid range.
I'm pretty
You know what I'm
black. I'm pretty fly. I'm fly. We cool.
Yeah. He is where I like that dashiki.
That was
man.
for street cred, everybody.
I like it. If anybody saw Jordan Levitt's uniform for after his fight, man, he was fly. He had on
Pimpin'.
Yeah, man. The
Straight
elevator
dripping.
boots. Oh man, he was doing the thing, doing the damn thing. I did not see that fight ending how it did, though. I will say this: I thought you were gonna wrestle him and submit him. I did not see knee to the face KO. That was like,
They saw it. I didn't see it.
I predict he.
What did I put up an Instagram post that morning. I said the world's expecting to see a grappling specialist. I know it won't.
Yeah, well, it's something that we had pretty seen. Call me Mystic Black because I predict these things. You know? Call me Mystic Black. I predict these things.
So, tell me about your guys' training session. I know you guys have your own thing that you guys do at the PI, where you guys implement your own training sessions. Tell me about how did you guys come to have this group and make it work so well for this fight?
There was a lot of prayer involved.
Oh, yo.
Like, I'll have them, like they have more of the details, but anyone who would look at it from the outside are like, well, this is bound to fail, you know? And which is, I prayed about it. I felt so good about it. My wife and me prayed about it. She felt good about it. But I'll let Manoff explain the whole circumstances of everything.
Yeah, so first off, this was really, really dumb. I can't believe we did this, but and it was absolutely insane. But so I'll start off from the beginning. Basically, the three of us have known each other for years. We've trained, me and Chris. I started at Syndicate from day one. We've known each other forever, so we all fight as amateurs together. And our careers went different ways, but at the end of the day, we've been boys forever. And I moved away for a couple years to Factory X in Denver, which is, in my opinion, I'll say it publicly, I think is the best MMA gym in the world by far. But my time there got cut short. I moved back to Vegas, and I moved back in July, so a few weeks before Jordan's fight. So we didn't have a lot of time to work and train together before the Patty fight. But I knew there was some there really good energy there between me and him training, and I knew there was something special. We just didn't have enough time to explore it there. So we went, fought Patty, came back, and then we would be drilling, and we kind of look at each other and we're like, I kind of want a little bit more,
The stepbrothers, did we just become best friends?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we would be drilling in class, and we'd just be like, I feel like I kind of want more. Like, I want to do something a little bit better. Like, and so we kind of talked about it. And we thought about it. We came up with just a ridiculous idea. We're like, well, let's just go to the PI, right? And we'll just drill the PI and kind of do, kind of figure out our own way. And so we started the three of us, and that's how it started. We started 1 day a week, then it went to 2 days a week, then it went to 3 days a week eventually, and over that time, I had a fight. I made my pro debut finally after 6 years of waiting. I finally made my pro debut, and it didn't go as planned for a lot of reasons. And then when Jordan got offered a fight, he got offered his fight against Victor about 10 weeks out or so, if I remember right. And we kind of, decided arbitrarily. It kind of was one of those things where it was like Jordan just, intrinsically trusted us to run his camp for him, and I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah, because I was thinking the same thing the whole world was thinking. Who is in Jordan's corner? And then I saw you guys. I was like, oh, okay. I see you guys all the time, so I thought that was normal, because I see you guys together all the time. But I didn't know who you were gonna have in your corner, and then I saw you guys. I was like, all right, okay, that's expected. Yeah, but the whole world was like, who are they?
But it shouldn't have been expected. Like, it was insane, legitimately, because. It was like three dudes training out of a garage, right?
Are we the Amigos?
The three, yes, tres amigos. That's
Wrong Migos.
No, I don't know if I showed my color there, but maybe. But yeah, so we were basically like three buddies training in a garage, right? The difference is we were training, we were essentially training Jordan for a UFC fight. Now, this fight was, I realized the importance of this fight. I mean, I understand the UFC, how they do business and everything. I looked at this fight as Jordan fighting for his job too, right? And this was against a guy.
Every fight is like fighting for your job in the UFC. That's one of the things that people don't understand, is that they can cut you at any time.
Yeah.
At any time. Every fight is fighting, and I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you looked at it that way. That's very important.
100% I did. I mean, from the get-go, because I could tell, they put Jordan against Patty because they wanted to build Patty up. Jordan lost, and then now they're like, all right, well, we'll give you one more, and we're going to give you a debut guy. And realistically, on their end, it's either way is fine. Like, if Jordan wins, they can build him up, and if Victor wins, he won his debut fight, he can go on the way up, right?
Yep.
But
they never lose.
He was a legitimate prospect. I mean, he was on a 7-fight win streak and won 9 out of his last 10. With his only loss there being a close split decision to a UFC vet, actually a guy that fought on the same night, Eric Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Striker, durable kid, out of a great gym at Fortis MMA. And at the time, I mean, depending on which MMA publication you looked at, they were saying Fortis MMA was the gym of the year for 2021 or 2022 or whatever. And it was a massive challenge. But, I looked at it and I was like, well, this is how I looked at it. Because I think Jordan's MMA career is cool. Obviously, I'm a fan. I'm his friend, right? But more importantly, this is how he supports his family. Yeah,
and for sure.
When I look at his family, when I look at his wife and his daughter, and I'm like, I can't let them go without. I can't, because I grew up as a poor kid. I grew up without my dad being around, and I didn't want Jordan to have to take some dumb job to have to like maintain a life. So he bought a car, he bought a house, and like if he gets cut from the UFC, he could still fight, but then he has to like it becomes
make ends meet to find the right measurements for his house, his car, his family, and he's got to do this and that and the other thing, which is a whole nother ball game when you've dedicated your whole life to fighting, and now you got to do something different to make ends meet. So I'm glad that you saw all that, man.
But it's not even that he has to do something different, just like outside of fighting. It's the fact that he wouldn't be around for his kid as much. Because that's what I see. Like I understand the significance of having a father around as you're growing up, and it's night and day. It's imperative that it's there. And so I saw it as that. And so when Jordan trusted us with the fight camp, like I felt like it was time to take a leadership role in controlling things. And what prepared me the best for that was, being very observant and watching everybody at Factory X. Because they really are the best gym in the world. I mean, all the plugs in the world, guys, but seriously, you're the best gym in the world. And so
shout out to them, man.
So all I did was I brought what made me more successful at Factory X, and the little intrinsic details, the attention, the love, the directness, the ferocity in training.
Yeah.
I brought that, and over the Jordan's fight camp, we saw a huge jump in what he was doing. And the main thing that I was emphasizing, because again, I'm not going to sit here and try to coach Jordan on technique. He's brilliant. He's far better than me at any of that, right? But I provided him with some leadership and some basically just some attention to be like, hey, listen, man, like we can't train nice anymore.
Yeah,
like, we can't.
Yeah,
because it's we had a history of being too nice to our training partners, and it's nice in the training room. It creates a fun environment. But at the same time, it's like,
you almost said it.
We'll edit it out. We have a history. We have had a history of being too nice as to our training partners. I said, listen, Jordan, for this fight, like we got to go. Like at one point I took about 5 weeks off of sparring so I could sit there and coach Jordan at every sparring round. And I was even I was giving him financial incentives to get to drop his training partners. Like, here's $50. I'll give you $50. All you gotta do is drop somebody to the body.
I felt guilty. I felt guilty, even though I get paid to drop them.
No. We really tried to kill that guilty feeling.
Yes.
Because we were he would like elbow me in the head or some shit and then be like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I'd smack him for saying
That's
sorry.
Good. No.
And then I'd be like, none of that's sorry. What is sorry?
No,
that's not you.
You're absolutely right, man, because you cannot bring a punch buggy to the speedway. You just can't do it. When you train light for your camp, you're gonna fight light in the cage. You can't do that.
100%.
You have to train hard. You have to have hard goes. You have to have none of this, touch butt in the park shit. You gotta I'm being dead serious. You gotta be able to train hard in that. You know what I mean?
You owe me some brain cells.
No, man. You gotta be able to train hard because what you do in the room is how you're gonna perform on fight nights.
Yeah.
And the reason why a lot of guys don't perform on fight night and girls is because they don't go 100% in the room. You have to give that 100%. You have to have at least twice a week where you're going hard. You know what I mean? None of this, like I said, man, this touch button the park shit.
No, you got to go. You got to know what you're capable of, and you have to know what you can take. You have to. For the confidence to be there. So, over Jordan's sparring sessions and over the work that we did, he was getting a lot more vicious in every training session. And then once we got to fight week, it was an interesting experience because that's when I started to, for whatever reason on my phone, on Instagram, whatever, all the things were popping up. I was like, oh, Fortis MMA is the gym and then blah, 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 safe zone and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God. And I think I left a pretty important part out of this. I had never cornered anybody at any level. I had never cornered anybody at any level before this. And it was insane for me to be in this position, but I was here and I couldn't mess it up.
And shout out to Jordan for trusting you enough. And
I didn't tell him that till afterwards. But
yeah, it's good.
My answer would have been the same if I would have known because I prayed about it.
Yeah.
But after they told me, he's like, oh yeah, that was my first time cornered. I was like, word? Like, word? That's hilarious. If I would have lost, it would have been a different.
Man,
but to be fair,
you got some good people. You got some good people in your corner, man.
Kind of
really
just
good.
saying.
Because a lot of coaching and having a corner is about the energy that you're with. You have to have good energy and good warm-up partners in the back with you. Because you're about to go out to fight somebody in a cage, and 30 minutes. You got to have everything right. Everything has to flow. Everything has to piece together. You know, if the energy is not right with who you're with, you're not going to go out there with the correct energy. So I commend you for trusting them.
I actually, one of the things, so not to completely cut you off.
No, it's fine.
It's happening.
Let it go.
So one of the things that I felt I brought to the table was I'm probably one of the least experienced professionals that like ended up in these high level situations because this fight wasn't my first time cornering Jordan. Shout out to Dr. Octagon for like Dr. Octagon, yeah. And like he was able to like help me save up the money for the ticket to go to England because I was in England for the Paddy fight, and that was like the absolute batshit most insane 72 hours I think I've ever, because it's like I flew in and you have jet lag. I don't know where I am. Lance is sending me on like expeditions to like, can you find this man some gluten-free food? I'm like, Lance, I don't know where I am right now. Well, I gotta go with Chris Curtis, so he's gotta eat. I'm like, I guess he does have to eat. So
that's right. Jordan's allergic to everything.
Yeah.
True.
So I'm in the middle of the ghetto in England, or what was described to the ghetto of me. I don't think it was the ghetto. They were just other Caribbeans.
Right. So it was just a normal.
Yes, it was like a family reunion. It was
Okay.
great. Yeah. I had locks at the time. Everybody, you know.
And you cut. You know.
You know what? Yeah, I lost all my powers. Anyway, so that wasn't. Huh?
No, never mind. I was gonna say something inappropriate, but it's okay.
No,
I was
please.
gonna ask if your credit score went up after
It did. I have the Credit Sesame app.
Yeah.
So
after you cut your locks, your credit
they were
score
like,
was
"What the." Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. All right. So that, and like I have a couple other, like, was that your debut for Matt Wyman?
Yeah. Chris has cornered 3 UFC fights.
Yeah. So and some of those were when I was an amateur as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, I'm legitimately here. I know there are smarter people in the technique aspect for me, but what I've picked up from like people like King Dave.
Yes.
You know King Dave.
Yep.
Shout out to King Dave. What I picked up from people like
the violence.
them. Stop the bleeding.
Dana.
Dana.
Anyways, go ahead.
So like a lot of what's that? Like just getting you going mentally, because there were a lot of times where I feel like he's not one of these people who you can just like hey, just go do this. And then he's like, okay. Yeah. It's like, but you can kind of, I don't know. Did you grow up nerdy? All right, whatever. I didn't want to just call you out like that.
I am AG nerdy.
All right, king of the nerds, whatever.
Man, 100 books last year.
Hey.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, but so
Jordan reads. Look at him. He's got a face that reads. Look at that face.
Remember that Boondocks episode where they like congratulated him?
Congratulations. You congratulated me for reading.
Yay, son, you're doing that reading and shit, son. But yeah, so as someone who also grew up pretty like nerdy, I was a nerdy little fat kid. Yeah. I knew how to get into that zone, and so I thought that was one of the ways, like, hey, you don't have to completely hurt the guy. That's what the referee is for.
Yeah, we like Chris and me had this mantra. He had me practicing it before every like practice. He's like, what's our job? I'm like, you gotta make him quit. It's like, who's there to save him? Like the ref. I'm like, and he could do what? I'm like, he could quit anytime he wants. And every day, just tell him like, make him quit, break him. He's gonna get safe. You're not gonna hurt him. Oh, I might, but you know, like it's not my fault if I do hurt him. And I walked out there and I still feel a little guilty, but not nearly as guilty as I would have felt like when I first knocked out the guy and I was crying, you know.
Well, I don't think anyone was prepared for that. And, because it's like from the outside looking in, like I need your point of view on this too, because it's so like from the fighter itself, but from the outside looking in, it was just like, oh wow, this is so nerve-wracking. Okay, my boy's in there. What's happening? My boy's in there, and he's about to.
And then I slammed him.
Oh shit! Oh!
Jordan slams him on his head.
And then,
like a fly swatter.
And then, so not only did that happen, but they had us walk into the cage as Matt Wyman's still asleep. And so we're just, it was like a funeral wake. Matt Wyman, I love you, man. It was terrifying. It was terrifying for me, man. I was just the corner guy. Anyway, so it's like we're walking over Matt Wyman and we're like, yeah, that nigga's dead. In the eyes of the day. And then Jordan's like, what? Oh.
And I started bawling. I never knocked out someone before in my life. I'm like, started crying. I started hugging my cornerman, and they're like, commercial break, commercial break. Commercial, cut. And then cut, and they come back. I'm all hugging his wife. It's like a happy moment. It was not a happy moment. Like I'm all like crying in the corner, like, oh my gosh. Like,
I killed him.
Is he okay? And like, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna go hug his wife. I'm gonna go talk to his wife. I'm gonna give her a hug. He's like, don't do that. Do not talk to his wife. But I like, I'm like, no, I'm talking to her. And like, security person gets in my way. I just want to talk to her. And like, kind of thought about it all hesitantly.
What the hell was the security guy gonna do?
Right?
Did you just factory reset a man? Like,
So anyways, go
and
ahead.
the security moved out of the way, and then I'm like, I'm so sorry. A little hug. Looked good on the TV. But in the moment, it was horrifying. It was not good. I hope that never happened. Don't bring your wife in the corner, damn it.
yeah. I love.
You think that was worse that he brought his wife in the corner?
It's much worse.
Oh, much worse.
Wait, what makes it much worse that you bring their wife in the corner?
Unless you're Mike Perry, no.
You watch your
What makes it
love.
what makes it that bad that the wife is in the corner?
It's like manipulating me as a good person. I'm not gonna want to murder you and take. Like, it's easy to take food out of your children's mouth when their children and the family is not there. But when they're there, and like if his wife was at home, like, she could be watching it on TV. Like you could turn off the TV. Like, oh, turn it off, Rufus. I can't look at this one moment. But she was there. They're hearing like, you okay? You know where you're at? Like she's there for all of it. That's a horrible thing.
It was like, I love my girlfriend to death. Love my girl, Tiana. You're the best. You're never cornering me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't have my girlfriend corner me. Like, I think she's come to I fought in Mesquite, Nevada. So she was G enough to like after work, like show up to that.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, well, now I extra can't have anything happen. Like, no, I got the TKO, but it was just like, I was just like, did my girlfriend see? Did my girlfriend see that? Okay, we're good. I'm gonna go home now.
That's how I felt about my mom. Like my mom has been to one fight, and I was the most anxious I've ever been. And it reminded me why I don't have my mom come to my fights. And after that fight, I'm like, you're never coming to a sing. And I won in like the first round. I was like, you're never coming to a single fight ever again.
You could hear her the whole time.
Yes, and I could feel her energy too. I could feel how anxious she was as I'm walking out. You're walking out and you're fucking confident as shit. You're doing the swag. You're getting ready to get in there, and you look over and you see your mom like shaking, and you're like,
God damn it! Damn it, man! All my swag went out the window.
Right,
See, my mom's hood. Like, my mom's a G, so like I'll be fine. She'll be like, hit him. And I'm like, okay, ma. Like, why you quitting? Why you tired? I'm like, you're right, mom. Why am I tired? Like, my mom's scaring me. My other cornermen all like talking. Okay, buddy, you're looking good. She's like, why are you hitting him? Just screaming, freaking out.
That makes a lot of sense.
What's crazy is that your mom has
positive deleted that. I'm just saying. Sorry, continue.
No, I was gonna say what's crazy is that your mom has red hair. Like I can't see any woman with red hair be like, hit him.
No, my mom's a thug.
Shout out to
you
Jordan's
need to meet
mom.
more Irish chicks in that case.
Yeah, my mom's the blackest thing about my upbringing.
Oh man.
Lord have mercy.
Glad.
Oh man, I love it, man. I love it. So, you guys are at Extreme now, full time.
Yes.
How is that going?
We're like 2 weeks in. Yeah. I'm very happy. It's like when you get a new toy, it's like, oh, it's super exciting.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some things that maybe like, oh, we don't like this. But right now, I like love everything about it.
Yeah.
Some of my old friends that, were at Syndicate but moved over to Couture, I get to see them again. It's like, I miss my friends.
Yeah,
I
man.
got to Syndicate when I was 18. And like, so I was a kid and I got to grow up. I left Syndicate when I was like 27. And now I'm at Couture, and we train and do our own thing at the PI. But I see all my people I grew up with.
That's
at
awesome,
Couture.
man.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
It's not too big of a culture shock because it's like as I was at Syndicate, people were like kind of moving on, and now it's like I'm back to kind of like my roots in a way. So
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think it's amazing that you have good people around you. I said that before. When you have a good corner, you know, you got Brandon and Chris, who you've known for a while, and they got such good energy. You know what I'm saying? And I think people overlook what fighting is about, right? People are like, oh, you got to have this world-class person that's telling you everything. You know, it has nothing to do with the person that is in your corner is only telling you what to do. It's up to you to do what they're telling you. And if their energy isn't on point with you, then it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I love this energy. I love this vibe. I love what you guys are all doing. Man, it's great. I want to see, look, I hope we get to fight on another card together, man. That was so much fun.
a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
You were the fight before.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that was crazy.
Thanks to your nut shot. Like, a lot more time.
It's like extra 5 minutes, everybody.
That's what I was thinking. After the guy kicked me in the nuts, I was like, oh, shit. Okay, at least Jordan gets more time now.
And we have to thank, 'cause it wasn't just the kids running the circus. Neil Melanson also came in the last month of our camp, and Neil Melanson's been like my longtime grappling coach.
Yeah.
And the entire time he was just like, well, this is a very interesting experience. You know, like when I walked to the grind with me, he was all like, So like in the background, you see them dancing, but you see like just Neil, like nipples up,
Chest high.
like nipples down. Like who's this guy like walking really slow? He's like not in the frame. Just, like, he's like not dancing with us, but he was also the adult in the room the last month or so.
Yeah.
But
Gotta have one of those.
yeah, we need to.
Shout out to Neil, man. He's like, what the hell is going on? You know, I love fighting with teammates or people that I know because we all want the same goal. You know what I'm saying? We all are on the same mission, and we can help each other get through those certain ups and downs of the anxiety. Because I have so much anxiety sometimes fight week. You know what I mean? The only time I don't have anxiety is when I'm walking into the cage. Then I'm calm as a cucumber. But fight week, I'm just like, oh man, it's so much going on. All the, you know, oh man, if I get knocked out in front of my friends, if I lose, then, you know, I might get cut and this and that. Man, as soon as I walk into the cage, I'm good. I'm like, man, I'm about to, I'm about to crunch this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get folded like a lawn chair. I think that's the F you were looking for.
Yeah.
So the main thing that we really wanted to bring to Jordan's fight week was just like to remove him as much from that as possible. And I think that, you know, Chris played a vital role in this because Chris is just a vibe. I mean, this guy is the best. But, you know, I had never seen a fight week where it was just the three of us cutting weight.
Yeah.
And Jordan was a raisin. Like, I mean, he was on the verge of death. And we were having so much fun, he lost track of time.
That's awesome.
Like, it was like 2 a.m. He's like, oh, I got to go to bed. I got to make weight tomorrow morning. Like, we were just having a blast.
Yeah.
You know? And then, like, the night before his fight, we were hanging out and we were actually...
Poor Drew Dober.
Poor Drew Dober. Oh, my God.
Man, shout out to Drew Dober, man. That guy is
fast enough.
amazing.
Oh, yeah, that was...
What a nice guy.
We're just filming nonsense and sending it to him.
we were literally like... We were literally absolving him from any guilt over his little Instagram snafu, which was hilarious. If you didn't see that, you need to see that.
I have not.
Oh, my
the last thing I heard is Drew Dober only fights black people.
Yes.
Oh, well,
yeah. That's kind of the gist of the
It
video.
started because he was doing an Instagram live, and they're like, "How do you feel about Negroes?" And he's like, "Negroes? Yeah, I don't like those. All the injuries suck." But they had their clip, you know.
Yeah, so
They set my man Drew Dober up with that.
And it was so bad too because he fought nothing but black dudes for like the last year. So they had a bunch of clips of him just dusting people. Like that's how I learned about Mario Judah. That was because of that. That's what everybody put the music to. And so we were
Drew
filming
Dober,
nonsense like the night before Jordan's fight. We were just having a blast. And then his actual fight day. We were having so much fun that, like, as the ref was giving the rules meeting, he was just like, man, I appreciate you guys so much for having fun. Like, everybody's always just so blessed. And we're like, yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah,
We're getting
He had the flat
Jordan's
top.
getting his hair picked.
Yeah. it was and it was in February, so it was a
was
black
black-
moment
black-
in Black history, you know what I'm saying?
We had
Right.
Tate wrapping my hands, Chris picking my hair, and
like,
Tate's like,
Negro spirituals happening in the background.
I was like,
O'Day fought before you.
Yeah.
Like that's it's just
that's-
black excellence. you know
Yeah,
what I'm
man,
saying?
for real.
I was legitimately like Nancy Pelosi in the background, just taking a knee, just like.
Black excellence.
I told Tate, I'm like, if he starts talking Black History Month in the middle of the cage, I'm just gonna be on one knee, just.
And then Crispus Attucks in 1875. No, I'm just kidding.
And then you went out there and just kneed the dude in the head and KO'd him with like a couple knees, and it was done. Couldn't have put a better stamp on it. Like
exactly.
that was great, man.
Were you victorious in your fight because you were slightly darker during
I
Black
was.
History Month?
I
Okay.
was, man. Look, it.
it was the haircut too.
That helps.
Oh man, for real. For real. You guys got the swag, man. I love it. I love it because what's funny is that there's so many nerdy black guys out there, you know. Shout out to Chris Curtis. You know what I'm saying? And I think you guys
bro.
you and Chris Curtis, you know, you set this, and you got even Izzy's like a nerd, you know, anime nerd, you know, and they set the stage because there's so many black nerds in the shadows, like in the shadows. And when Izzy came out to the scene and did the Naruto shit, the black nerds was like,
Yo!
this is our time. The black nerds came out in force, man.
He's the one. He's Neo.
Yeah. Oh, man. And then Jordan, man, it's like, you know, so many people that were outcast in high school that never felt like they belonged to anybody, you know, and I think Jordan gives a big stage to those people. And I love that. I love it because we've gotten so cookie cutter from however long up until 2015. When 2015 hit, when 2016, 17, 18, 19 hit, people were just like, yeah, man, look, we're different and we like it.
There's a part of me that like low key misses the days where MMA was like
Tap out?
Yeah, a little bit. Part of me misses it just because of like nostalgia, and I was just like a teenager, like, whoa, I could never.
We
do
were
that.
different. We weren't part of the mainstream.
Yeah,
You know? Like,
so-
I watched UFC. Like, you fight
isn't that
UFC. Like when people didn't understand the terminology, it was cool.
My mom legitimately thought for years that somebody died at the end of the match, and I'm like, Mom, what the hell would that? Why would that be a sanctioned thing? Like, yeah, right.
Your mom thought people died at the
Yeah,
end.
she was just like, so did somebody like get killed or? And then it's like I was telling my girlfriend the other day because she saw the Chris Weidman. Was it Uriah Hall thing?
Oh, yes.
Shin
He
thing?
broke his-
and she was like watching a reel, and she was like, I don't like this. So I was like, let me tell you a story.
How does your mom feel about you fighting?
It ties into the story.
Okay.
So one of the first like fights that I was like, hey Ma, let's have a ball and let's watch this. I think it was like 17 or 18 at the time. It was Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman where he snapped his leg, and she was just like, I'm gonna go get something to eat now. I don't want to watch this anymore. So other than that, honestly, my parents in like immediate family and also my girlfriend's family. So shout out to y'all up in Canada. They've been very, very supportive.
That's what's up.
But it didn't come with it. It didn't come without its like.
Yeah.
What's the word? Follies. Like it didn't come without any of that.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, I was a decently smart kid. I was on the wrestling team in high school and stuff like that, and doing like freestyle.
I mean, of course you were smart. You just used the word follies. So, yeah.
That's true. Okay, there we go. All right. I'll be reading books. So, and they thought for sure I was like just going to be an academic success.
Yeah.
And so they were like, "You're going to college to wrestle?" All right, bud. And like they were like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "Yes." Are you sure you want to do this? And then I went to 2 different colleges. While I was at a JUCO, That's when that season, like I knew I wanted to fight. I had fought once before, but I wasn't like completely like 10
Set.
toes in.
Yeah.
And then I remember that season of The Ultimate Fighter with Khalil Roundtree
Yeah.
versus Corey Hendricks. And I'm like, I know those guys. And I'm like, yo, that's so cool. And I'm like, and then I saw Khalil's like backstory because it was like very, very similar to mine. So I was like, I used to be a fat kid. Wow. Wait, so you could just be built like this? Like after you just fight? Yeah, I gotta go fight now. So I called my mom and I'm like, Ma, I'm coming back to Vegas and I'm gonna start training. And she's like, all right, well, as long as you get your shit together. So like it didn't come without its pushback.
I get
because
that.
they were just concerned for my well-being. They were like, can you keep up a job and still fight? I'm like, yes, I can still keep up a job and still fight. Well, aren't you scared of like getting hurt? And then it's like, it was almost trying to convince my
You're like, I'm
family.
gonna hurt them.
Right. It was trying to convince my
gonna
family
do the hurting.
that I was good at this.
Yeah.
And then it's like also one amateur fight my mom comes to, the one lost to Dion Clash. Yeah. So
Damn it, Dion.
damn it, Dion. He had, the funny thing about that fight,
What's that?
I didn't have dreads at the time. He had like dreads at the time.
He beat you.
Yeah, he
See?
beat me.
You
He's
forgot-
like,
you've forgotten the face of your ancestors.
like it was like fighting, like he grabbed me. It was like you could hear the Negro spirituals in the back. It was like, I'm like, God, no. Oh no, I'm in the air. So I was like not there mentally, and I have this big ass black dude like, oh God, you have my neck now. Oh Lord.
You Samson's yourself.
Exactly. Oh my God. It was like fighting John Henry after beating down the fucking
William
what is
Knight. William Knight.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like,
So
I want to go home now.
so Jordan, how does your mom feel about you fighting?
Well, now she feels pretty damn cool about it because I'm in the UFC.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time, so like I was working full time as like a banquet worker and a busboy at the Palazzo, and I was like training, a few times a week. And I got my first fight scheduled, and I was super excited to tell my mom because she was really supportive of the wrestling and everything. And I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna fight, and she's like, you don't know how to fight. What are you gonna do? Pin him? And I was like, Mom, like I've been training for a few years. Like I could win it several ways, And she's like, okay, we'll go, but just be careful. Better not lose, And my parents own a business.
Yeah.
And I remember before my first fight, my stepdad was trying to tell me, he's like, so we have this one coworker. I'm gonna pay him $100. You guys are gonna have a fist fight at the office. And I'm like, why the hell do we do that? And he's like, because you gotta get your first fight out of the way. Your first fight can't be in front of a bunch of people. What if you lose? What if you get scared? And I'm like, I'm not gonna beat up one of your employees for $100.
That's so funny. I did not know that. That's so funny.
No,
Sorry,
it was
continue.
so
That's
ghetto.
hilarious.
It was
just
so
like,
ghetto.
hey, beat up this dude in the parking lot right quick to see if you ready. Okay,
The worst part was like I was down for it. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And luckily he backed out. I didn't do some sketchy Mandingo fight, But my first fight ever.
What's that in what's that movie called?
Django.
Django.
and Chain. Keep fighting niggas.
First,
Cigarette in his hand.
well, yeah, my mom thought,
Why did the camera just zoom in on me?
You look like the guy. And we have Slave on a Brandon Mayoff.
Y'all might get me canceled on this.
Or the best views you've ever had.
Porque lo nos dos.
You want the rewards, you got to go for the risk, bro.
this video will not be monetized.
I do want the orange.
I don't want.
It'll come back like, so we got to cancel you. Listen here, Mr. Osborne. Mr. Osborne, we got to cancel you. You done gone too far.
Just move your podcast to Rumble. It'll be fine.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
True.
But yeah,
Alright.
my family is really supportive now. But at first, I remember about 4 months before I made it to the UFC, I had one of my uncles, and I'm not gonna name him, but basically he was like, Jordan, you're doing like I was already a pro at this point. He's like, you're really doing really good in the amateurs. He's like, but there's these pro guys, they're just different. There's just more like violence and intensity in their heart. And you're just not gonna be able to hang with these guys. So I'm glad you're just like staying at the amateurs. And I was like a 5-0 pro. I was
There's
not
more
amateur.
violence and intensity in their hearts.
And I was just like, no, I'm like, I think I'll be fine. You know, like I think that's all. Like you're making like you're bringing into some insecurities into me.
Yeah.
I remember, and then like 3 months later, when my Fight Contender series,
Yeah.
I'm like, hopefully I got some violence and animosity and intensity in my heart, or I'm gonna get killed by these guys. And I'm not killed yet.
What did he say? What is he saying now, though?
Now it's cool.
Yeah.
Now it's like, how much money are you making? And then, now, like all my family, they all do very well. Like they all went to school, they did things they're supposed to do. But now it's like, but you don't make that much money, do you? It's always on the negatives.
Yeah.
But eventually, I'm gonna have everything paid off. It to be like, oh, my nephew, my grandson, my this. Like it's so cool. He's in the UFC. He has everything in his life together. Everything's not together yet, but it will be. And I look forward to being accepted in every single aspect of my life and my family.
Yes. Yes. Man.
Just like martial arts, constantly striving for perfection, but never achieving it, right?
I can't believe he said, you're not going to hang with these guys. You don't have any violence in your heart.
I was like, I don't need violence in my heart. I could kill them and then cry. It's not in my heart, but like,
Yeah.
there's a dog in me, a little dog in my heart, you know?
Yeah, go watch that last fight, see if Jordan doesn't have any violence in him.
Little
bit.
I'm pretty
Come
sure
on
he
now.
said. I'm so sorry, but I'm pretty sure he said profanity on television.
Oh, I know. I never cuss, but I said the F word and I was embarrassed.
Hey, you were hyped, man. That's how it is. When
I've
you're in
never
that...
been so aggro in my entire life. You know, like I watched the video, I have like a vein in my forehead, a vein in my. I'm looking vascular as hell. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm freaking out. And then
And the walk, too,
Yo.
you were just like,
You just-
dude, I was like, who is this man?
Just
I
needed
like
some
it.
melanin in your corner,
dude,
Right. That's
we
what I'm
have
telling you,
myself.
man.
I was about to say, I'm happy I could help.
I mean, he's built like Michael Chandler, so it's fine.
the hood claimed me after this fight. No one's saying he's not really black, he's light skinned. No. You know, I can drop the N words now, and they're not gonna cancel me. You know, but like they finally claimed me.
I thought you were gonna do that on this podcast.
I said it once. I said it once.
I thought you were just gonna sit
I ain't
down.
gonna lie.
and be like,
I ain't gonna lie, Jordan. When you stomped that dude and you walked off and he's like, yeah, fuck yeah. I was like, who is this? I was like, I like this man. I was like, hell yeah, Jordan. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen
I was
to
watching it on my
Chicago drill
phone
music
like,
once.
And that's what both my sisters said. As soon as I called them after the fight, like, you cuss. 'Cause, like, my sisters are way more like
Yeah.
normal than me, like less proper. You know, I'm all how do you do and all
Yeah.
polite and stuff. But they're like, you cuss on international television. And I'm like, yeah, I did.
To be
But
fair,
it's
they
okay.
said you
what
could.
would they say?
No, they just thought like that's like I got so hyped when I heard you cuss. You never do that. That's how I knew you were feeling it. You know,
For real,
it was
though.
an unfiltered moment for me.
For real,
so.
that's amazing. When you're feeling it like that too, it's like the greatest thing ever too, because people don't understand, especially when people count you out and you have changes in your life and you come back and you just fucking put your feet in their mouth and you, oh man, and you're like, yeah, count
on.
me out now.
Well, not to mention the insane, not to mention the insane risk that he took putting us in his corner like
Right.
that. Like, because I mean, that was to save his job, and like at that moment, he knew he's like everything just went well. And I was telling him the entire time too in the camp, I was like, okay, so this is how much you make to show. This is what you're going to make to win. This is what your Venom contract is. Plus, you're going to get a $50K bonus for this fight. So you're going to make X amount of money, and then you're going to get a new contract. I was telling him that multiple times through the camp, and he would be like, yeah, for sure. But I guarantee you in his head, he's like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Like 0-1 pro, shut up. Right?
And then it happened.
yeah, we
Just like that.
it happened, right?
You got a couple of pros who like have access to like sports psychologists and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he could read.
I too have read books. Yes.
like
We were freaking on like WikiHow, like how to make fight camp, and it worked out perfect. Like you don't need all these like fancy, like you don't need a bunch of credentials in the corner.
Right.
Usually,
Ego, man. Credentials brings ego.
yeah, you usually just need like some love in your corner. You need,
For
you need
real.
people that care about you, people that know
Yes.
what you want to do.
Yes.
And that's more important than technical expertise because like we're in the moment.
Yep.
You can't say like, okay, I want you to like dip to your left and do this one and to do the hit him with like the
him
insert
with that
code name.
It doesn't
Word,
work.
Mac.
That's what I just said earlier. It doesn't work when you
Yeah.
got that chemistry in the corner that you can just look at them and do the do the nod and they know what the nod means and you're good. That's all you need. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need.
Like when you trust the people in your corner and like so when people you don't trust like oh believe in yourself you can do this like you have to convince yourself.
Yeah.
But when people you trust and you love say like something you go like they're like Jordan you don't need to get this takedown. throw your hands. You can hurt him. And I'm like, you're right. I can. I
Yeah.
trust you. I can do this.
For real. No, it's 100% because when people are behind you, like saying stuff like, you're awesome, you're great, you got this, you're great, you know, and they're saying stuff behind you and you're kind of like, I don't really believe you though, but I'm going to do what I do regardless. But when you have people behind you saying all the right things where they're not forcing certain things to make you believe in yourself, that is what I love, you know, when people are telling you what is real. Like, hey man, like, win, lose, or draw, I love you. I just want you to go out there and do the best that you can do. And that, for me, is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we want to win. But I think it's also very important to know that if you lose, your corner has still got your back and nothing is going to change. And that, for me, it's so huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's so huge because certain things get put on these pedestals that amp up our anxiety. You know what I'm saying? When you've had to fight Paddy Pimblett in London, the amount of pressure that you had to face fighting Paddy was probably immense. You know what I'm saying? And
He smacked a guy.
yeah.
He smacked a guy in the crowd.
Forgot
on the way
about
out.
that.
I did. I did.
I don't mean to incriminate you, but it's still funny.
Forgot about that. Tell us about that. You smacked somebody in the crowd.
So after emotional high, you know, I'm feeling vulnerable. And
Emotional
then
high as
I
hell.
get
After the fight?
teabagged. After the fight,
Okay.
I'm walking. Everyone's cutting. Nah, that's
Yeah.
where I get. You know,
Yeah.
all this stuff. They're cussing at you. I'm all like laughing. Oh yeah, you know, still playing the lovable heel. And like I shake hands with this one guy, and he pulls me. He pulls me up, and I was like, switch, nigga moment, you know. And like he pulled me, he's cussing my face, and I just slap him. Okay, and he kind of freezes for a second. He doesn't let go. But then Chris,
Hi.
you know, stomps behind me, and
Yo.
everyone freaking leaves. Like that whole little balcony, everyone just dips.
That's what you call black up, England.
And then they weren't cussing me out anymore. Like, but
So
yeah,
me
like
and this-
I had a very human moment where he just cussed in my face. I'm like, I'm gonna smack this guy. I'm gonna smack this. Like he's drunk at like 9:30 p.m. I'm
Jordan, that was the deepened, rooted black inside of you that came out.
Yes.
to protect me.
Yes.
So like, multiple personalities, like multiple race theory. The black comes out to protect me.
You're like a racial armadillo. Like
You had
what?
You had a
Just,
nigga
ah,
moment.
black. I gotta go into a ball.
And when you came to help me, that's nigga synthesis.
Synthesis.
That's some niggonometry. We're definitely getting canceled for this.
Yeah,
I didn't, no, you'll be fine. I didn't say
we got a Jewish guy. Yeah. Oh yeah. we got a.
Yeah, man. What's up with Chase, man? What's up with Chase Bank?
Chase Bank. I'm not that Jewish.
Why
Bro.
did-
I'm not Look at these ears. Look at these ears.
Oh, okay.
I'm not Jack
Yeah.
Jewish for sure.
All right. Like, why didn't give me any funds back, man?
Why
Why
is-
is my rate so bad?
Can you fix my credit?
Can I?
Oh man, yeah, we definitely getting canceled here.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
love it. I love it,
okay.
man. This is why I love having this podcast, you know, because I love giving the stage platform to everyone that needs to have a voice but don't get a chance to get their voice out in the public, and that's what I want to do more. Like I have people like you, Chris Curtis, who has such a great personality, but he doesn't get a chance to, you know, to shine sometimes because he was not in the light for a long time, but now he's like, you know, he beats Kevin Gastelum. He gonna be living in the light. You know what I'm saying? And it's taken so long for him to get to where he needs to get to. But the point I'm trying to make is having this stage, bringing people like him and you guys on here is what this is about. You know what I'm saying? That's what Wagwan is about. And I want to continue doing this and bringing more people on that I think have incredible personalities and don't get a stage. And I'm going to keep doing this. And if you hate it, I don't give a shit. If you love it, keep supporting and keep coming on. And I appreciate you guys coming on today for the episode. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, the Monkey King, Jordan Levitt.
Can I give a shout out real fast?
Go ahead, man.
I don't have a whole lot of sponsors in this game, but when I did get sponsors, I rock with True North Family Farms. No, but shout out to True North Family Farms. They're a black-owned cannabis company based out of Northern California.
Shout out to them.
So they were like, hey, you're black and an athlete. We like you. So anytime I can give them a shout out, I love to do that.
That's
And-
awesome, man.
And my family and
Love
my
it.
Canadian family.
Love
all
it.
that.
Jordan, Chris, Jordan, Brandon, do you guys have any sponsors or anything you want to plug before I end this show?
Brought to you by Coca-Cola. No, I'm freaking drinking 3 of these damn sodas. While but no,
okay.
no sponsors yet. You know, I just do it for the memes, for the glory and the followers, and all citizens of the Monkey Kingdom. Say blessed.
All right, man.
So I just real quick, I just wanted to make sure that I you know, this whole experience of courting Jordan for the first time was great, but you know, it's really gratifying to me to know that his family is taken care of, that his daughter doesn't have to go without, that now he can pay for his home that he bought, and he has a car free and clear, a brand new one, and he's got a brand new contract, and he's on the up and up. You know, the world's finally going to get to experience how good Jordan Levitt is, and he's finally realizing it himself too. So that for me has been the most gratifying part. You know, I sort of accepted at this point in my career that like my fight career it doesn't mean much. I'm old, you know, I'm having fun, I'm seeing where I can go with it, but the fact that I can bring these 2 up for now and show them what they're capable of. Obviously, we've already done Jordan. I can't wait for Chris to do the same. You know, we're going to keep the momentum rolling. I fight in 3 weeks in Montana.
Go.
Yeah. Make 155 somehow and go up there and beat up a dude and take these guys with me and keep the momentum rolling. So, yeah, April 29th, Butte, Montana. Stay
Yo,
tuned.
I heard the Montana cherries were really good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for another great episode of Wagwan Podcast. If you don't know, once again, Wagwan means what's going on. So tune in for another episode next week. Love you guys. My name is Ode Osborne, the Jamaican sensation, UFC flyweight, and this is the Wagwan Podcast. Out.